Hello everybody, welcome to Race 2 of the 2016 Season 1 of the iGPFun SRF tournament. Today we are racing at Road Atlanta, the short configuration, 2.8 kilometers, lap time just above 1 minute, 40 cars on track, 60 seconds lap, that's a lot of traffic, roughly 1 car every 1.5 seconds. I cannot give you the full qualifying results. You can find them at the link at the bottom of the video in the comment section. Just let me show you the first few guys. Kent took pole with 66 seconds, 475 to be precise. First pole position for him, very good performance. Stian Svensson, position 2. Luca Varani and Daniel Manenkov in the second row of the grid. Jason Dunnington and Gerard McAreavey. Good performance by both of them. Gerard used to be up front for a few races last season, but then he falls back. Now he seems to be back in form. Russell Klesson and Matthias Weiger on row 4. Donald Fitterer and Josh Arnold to finish the top 10. Another 30 drivers on the grid. Again, you can find the whole information at the link at the bottom. Drivers are ready to start. You can see that the cars actually start well beyond the last corner on the downhill section of the track. The telemetry shown on the top left is from Luca Varani's car. Is revving and starting. Nice start by the black car in the middle of the track. That's Jason Dunnington passing Varani on the outside, but he is on the middle of the track. He drops back. Very difficult third corner coming up. The leaders are coming up to that now. Everybody seems well behaved as always, and no real problems. Let's take the telemetry away. The cars are approaching the chicane. Plenty of passing here expected during the race. Lap 1 completed. No drama, I would say. It's actually important. And this is the battle for the lead. Kenten and Stian Svensson with a black car. The downhill S's, they are rather difficult. The corner at the top of the hill, turn 3, is very, very difficult. It's blind and there is a nasty curb on the inside. Daniel Manenkov in the red car with, I believe, it's the colors of the Russian Olympic teams, I believe. Can be wrong. Attacked by Jason Dunnington on the outside. Daniel defending well, whereas Stian Svensson with the black car has taken the lead from Kenten. Just to give you an idea of how tight the field is, sorry. In qualifying, there were 28 drivers within 1 second. Not easy to get away on this track on pace alone. The draft is not as huge as at Spa, for instance, but there is a draft. This is the top 10 cars, more or less. They are all in the same group. Let's see if I can get the lap information going on. Yes, at the top, lap 3 out of 40. That's the information is correct. As usual, the information in the ticker is correct as well. Meanwhile, I think you saw Ken 10 getting the leadership back. Now they are going 3 wide into turn 1, or they seem to, but I think they all lifted, which is much safer under these conditions. That's Daniil Manenkov being passed by Jason Dunnington in turn 3. That's impressive. Daniil had a slight problem in turn 1, and now he's coming under attack by Gerard McAreavey, the Lotus, the livery with the Lotus colors. One of the classic liveries in racing, Formula 1. Josh Arnold going very late on the inside of Donald Fitterer. No contact or anything. He actually had to back off, and is now being attacked by Cristobal Gutierrez in the red and black car. Up ahead, Stian has taken the lead again. That's Charlie Parker, I believe, the lapped car. That's a unfortunate place to find a lapped car. Nothing he can do to get away. The line through the S's, it's there is really only one line. Getting out of it is actually worst. You end up crisscrossing the track and being more of a hazard than necessary. Ken 10 on the inside, passing Stian for the lead again. Lap 5, I think we had already 4 lead changes. There was a damaged car on the inside. I think it was Fulvio Policardi, whereas Stian is attacking on the inside and getting the position back on the finish line, but not quite over. Barani with a purple car setting behind them, another car exiting the pit and staying well out of the way. The 2 leading cars had a small advantage over the rest of the group. This was taken away now, fighting for the lead, going side by side, certainly does not help with pace. Stian on the outside, in the black car, being attacked by Varani on the inside. Varani now in position 2 for the first time in the race. Ken 10 seems to be gaining some ground, whereas Daniil Manenkov and Jason Dunnington are taking advantage of a poor exit by Stian, and now is Gerard McAreavey on the inside, and Russell Klesson in the purple car. That's too bad. That was Gerard actually spinning out on the outside of turn 1, and this is Jason Dunnington taking a cut through the S's, going back on front of Russell. He will probably have to lift and serve a time penalty for cutting the course. Meanwhile, Daniil is being attacked by Stian once again. The top 2 drivers have a slight advantage now. We'll see if they can break away from the rest of the pack. Sorry, I'm showing only the leaders, but there is quite a lot of action going on. Trying to get the driver information showing. Not working. That's an unfortunate contact between Russell in the purple car and Matthias. Russell went, now it's Cristobal coming up with a huge speed difference. Matthias attacking Russell on the inside, not the... There was some slight contact, whereas it's Josh Arnold on the outside being collected. I apologize, my camera controls do not seem to be working anymore. Here we are back. The live timing is not working. At least now the driver information is correct. So let's go quickly through the field. After 8 laps completed out of 40, Quentin is leading with a white and red car. Is not third, as you can read at the bottom. Usual problem, the live timing is not quite correct. Quentin is first, Luca Varani is second, so you have to remove 2 positions from what you read at the bottom. Daniel Manenkov, position 3 for him. He won the race at Summit last week. Stian Svensson is following. Stian finished second last season in the championship. This is Jason Dunnington in the black car and Donald Fitterer behind him. Battling for position 5 and 6. I said it last week, Donald has really improved this season. Matthias Weiger is 7, Cristobal is 8, Russell is 9, and Jason Perry with a Spider-Man livery is position 10. He actually started 17, so he gained quite a lot of places. Robert Fiers, position 12. 11. 12 is Josh Arnold. Tim Seidel, position 13. Manning Grinnan, the blue car behind Tim, was a lapped car. Manning is battling with, is in position 14, battling with Claudio Ferrari in the red car. Oscar Marty, number 82 behind him. Mark Underwood, Jonathan Kiar. This group of cars is running together. Jonathan Kiar is the yellow car at the end of the group. Linus Areng, Ron Wallace, some damage for him. Gerard McAreavey is behind him after his spin. But let's go back to the battle for third place. Quentin is now 0.7 second, and by the way, the position at the bottom now is off by 1, not by 2, so we are looking at the red car of Daniel Manenkov. He is indicated as 4th place at the bottom, is actually in position 3. Once again, the scoring you see in the ticker at the top is actually correct. So I was saying Ken is leading with 0.5 seconds over Luca Varani. 66.4 is Luca Varani lap time. No, apologies, that was not the last lap, that was the fastest lap of the race. Lap time would have been good enough for pole. You can appreciate how fast these drivers are going, how much they are pushing the cars. It's true that there is some rubber being laid down. We're looking back at Claudio Ferrari, position 15. It seems like he could have attacked Manning in the blue and white car, but he didn't. I was saying that the track is probably getting a little faster due to the rubber being laid down by the cars, but in qualify you do take many more risks than in the race. Claudio on the inside in turn 1, nice and clean pass. Turn 1 can be difficult. It's if you are not on the perfect line, you will actually end up off camber. Manning retaking the position in turn 3. That was quite daring. Didn't look like it, but turn 3, it's a really dangerous corner. Luca Varani, meanwhile, is now 0.3 seconds behind Ken, so he gained something like 8 tenths in 3 or 4 laps. Telemetry from Varani's car at the top left. Ahead of Ken there is a lap car. It's Adam Bradshaw, the lap car head. I'm not sure from this camera angle. Very nice by him, just getting out of the way, and yes, it was Adam with Irish colors on his car. You can see this blind turn 3 on top of the hill. You go over the crest, you have to turn, you do not see the apex, you turn in with your reference markers. If you go too wide, you're going to either slow down a lot or end up on the grass. If you turn in too early, you actually end up on the curb and your car is launched into the air. It's a really difficult corner. Varani getting closer under braking, but of course the speed is lower, so the time difference is the same, but the space difference is shorter. And then Varani getting some grass on the outside of a chicane, whatever you pronounce it. Claudio Ferrari, Manning Grinnan battle for 10th. Actually, right now the information about the positions at the bottom sorted itself out, so what you read is correct. Manning Grinnan is 11 and almost being rear-ended by Oscar Martinez, creating some havoc. Mark in the blue car had to take evasive action. Behind them, the yellow car is Linus Hareng, who's actually gaining ground. He's 15 right now. Linus started position 26, so very well done for him. Behind them there is somebody. Oh, it's a lapped car. I thought there were battles between these two cars, but the blue car is actually lapped. I'm not sure. Should be Mike Taylor. Yes, he is. Meanwhile, I apologize for missing the action, but Stian retired from position 4. I'm not sure what happened to him. Whereas Jason Perry has risen to position 6. We lost also Russell Claesson and Matthias Weiger. Russell retired, Matthias dropped to position 23 after a pit stop. There was some contact between the two of them, and that allowed Jason to actually gain some ground. Most interesting battle on the tracks is still the battle for position 10. We are looking at it. And by the way, I just realized that there is still the telemetry information going. Gerard with a black car. He qualified 5th, I believe, or something like that. He had a spin in turn 1. He is now moving back through the field. He is now in position 16. Gaining on the Linus. He was half a second faster last lap, 67.4 for Gerard, 67.9 for Linus. I cannot speak. Meanwhile, we missed the action. Let's see if I can get the replay going. What was... Luca Varani lost almost 2 seconds. This is a replay. So what happened is number 27, Andrew, I'm not sure. David Gregorio, sorry. He spun on the last corner in front of Luca Varani, who had to leave to avoid it, and that's why he lost actually 2 seconds from Ken 10. More than 2 seconds. That put Daniil Manenkov only 0.6 seconds behind him in the draft range, and Ken 10 2.3 seconds ahead, so very well outside the draft range. This actually could be a race-changing event. Ken 10 was in pole. He certainly has the pace to stay ahead, but it's still early. We are only on lap 18 out of 40, so we'll see what's going to happen. Another battle going on. It's position 17 between Jos Hosmet. It's in the light blue car. Let's try to get a better view of him. Tim Seidel, position 17, ahead of him, and Daniel Boyes, I think it's his first iGPFun race, maybe a second, I apologize, I don't remember. They are battling for position 17. Close racing everywhere in the field, in the iGPFun races. You do not need to be in the top 5 or even in the top 10 to have nice racing. Up ahead it is Gerard attacking Linus on the outside of the chicane. Linus defending well. He has a sponsored car. I hope he's getting some money out of it. I doubt it. Up front, position 2 is Varani, followed by Manenkov. The red and checkered flag is Don Brooks being lapped. These guys are now 3.4 seconds behind Quentin. Quentin had, well, let's say that lapped cars did play a role as expected, and so far Quentin has been taking advantage of it. Very good, very nice for him. Stephen Martens in the white and blue car, and I believe Charlie Parker. It's either Charlie Parker or Ralph Kemmerer. They have, it's actually Ralph Kemmerer. They have a very similar livery. These two guys are lapped. Behind them, if I can get the image, it's Daniel, very close to Varani. Daniel on the inside, getting position 2. And for a change, I did not miss the action. Varani much faster. He has a chance to look on the inside. He's actually lifting and following behind. With lapped cars ahead, it just seems like a smart thing to do or appropriate thing to do. You can see the impact of the slow lapped cars through the S's. There is just nothing that the leaders can do or even the lapped cars can do. It's really one line and you have to go through it and then move away for the leaders. Right now, as Ralph was doing, but as you saw, Daniil actually got wide. Daniil very late under braking, just to get rid of the lapped car, I'm sure. Again, some unfortunate encounter with slower traffic. Varani and Manenkov had to lift on exit. Up front, Quentin has 3.8 second advantage. That's a huge amount of time. Position 4 is Jason Dunnington by himself. It's in the black car. We're looking at him now. We somehow lost, he lost contact with Donald Fitterer, who is now 2.5 seconds behind him, having to pass Don Brooks. Donald 67.3 the last lap, actually faster than the leaders. The leaders had the traffic, of course. Jason Perry is 6th. gained really a lot of places. Cristobal Gutierrez behind him in the red and the black car. Cristobal always seems to finish up in the standings. I apologize, we had some technical problem. The screen went away. It's fine now. Actually, some instability in the programs. I apologize. So Cristobal Gutierrez is 7. Behind him, 4.3 seconds behind, is Robert Fiers. That's a really nice livery. I like it a lot. He has the iGPFun logo as well, both in the back and on the side pods. Thanks everybody to Robert, and really thanks to everyone that is sponsoring the league or reminding people that we are racing in this league. Everybody is invited to join. By the way, if you want to race with us, we will be very happy to have you. We have 40 drivers on track, both at Summit Point and here at Road Atlanta. Participation is great, but there is always room for more. Position 9, meanwhile, is Josh Arnold. We are looking at him. 68.7, his last lap was a little slow. And this is once again the battle for 10th place. These guys have been going at each other for the whole race. Manning being passed in turn 1 and passing in turn 3. We have seen this before. All this action is certainly slowing them down, but I bet they are enjoying it. Behind Claudio in the red car is Oscar Martinez Marti. He won the Division 2 championship last season. Jonathan Kiar with a yellow car behind. Josh Arnold, meanwhile, was passing a lap car up ahead. It's Stefan Martens. He was stopped on the side of the track with some problems clearly for him. Let's look at Jason Perry, who actually was passed by Cristobal. Let's see if we can get the replay of this. I don't know how long ago it happened. Well, I almost got it. Just a few seconds back. A little pause, it gives him a while to arrange the scoring information and the likes. So this is a battle for 6 and 7. Jason is in 6th position now with a Spider-Man livery. Cristobal getting a good run out of turn 5. Jason on the inside. He actually let go. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Jason missed a shift or something. That's a view from Jason. This is Cristobal getting close to, I'm not sure, I believe it's Don Brooks once again. And this is the view from the gearbox of Cristobal. Jason getting really close. This is the longest straight. There is a draft getting in play, of course. Nice exit from the chicane by Cristobal. Let's go back to the battle for 10th place. Oscar looking at Claudio Ferrari. Meanwhile, Luca Varani is only 0.2 seconds ahead of Daniil Manenkov. We're going 0-1 now. We're going to look at them in a second. Here they are, and actually Kentenkint is only 2.2 seconds ahead of Varani. Traffic must have played in the hands of the chaser of Varani and Manenkov. Manenkov getting close before turn 1 and lifting just a little bit. You could see sparkles coming out of Varani's car, coming from the bottom of it. On the right, you could see Devin Mansi with a rose, pink, whatever car. Drivers cutting on the curb and jumping on the curb over here, you saw it. Varani actually seems to be pushing hard in this lap. He has gained some ground on Manenkov. That was some counter steering. He was pushing hard. Lap 28 completed. Meanwhile, we are well past the halfway mark. That's a camera from the front of Daniil Manenkov car. Varani using the curves. It's just to cut the corner a little bit and actually helps with cornering. Manenkov seems to be losing some ground in this turn 5 corner. And of course he does get close under braking. And sparks keep flying out from Varani's car. That's an interesting information. I'm sure he didn't realize it while driving. Manenkov seems to be getting a better exit from the chicane every lap. The yellow gold car you see behind Manenkov is a lap car. 1.99 seconds now between Kentenkint and Luca Varani. So they did manage to gain some ground. Oops, I got away, I didn't mean to. Alright, nothing lost. Trying to look for the lapped car behind Varani and Manenkov. That's Matthias Weiger getting wide on the grass, followed by David Gregorio. I have no idea who that car behind them is. I really would like to know. Here he is. It's Paul Wallington. That's actually a livery from the Formula 1 cars. I remember it from when I was a kid. I'm not sure. Is it the Arrows? I'm not sure, but I did see this one before. Well, let's go back to our race. I completely lost. Sorry. All my timing information went off. Closest battle is actually between Jesse Sanchez. We never had him on camera. He is in position 13. He is 0.4 seconds behind Daniel Boyce. Now passing him on the inside, and Jason Dunnington is behind them. Jason was 5th earlier in the race, so he must have had some problem. Well, Daniel has some problems right now. This is a battle for 12th place now. Ahead of them is the usual group of cars. It's Josh Arnold, position 8. Behind him is Don Brooks, just letting the leaders through. Claudio Ferran, position 9 with a red car. Manning Grinnan. The yellow car is Jonathan Kiar, and we lost Oscar Martinez Marti from this group. Oscar is now in position 20. I'm not sure what happened to him. Meanwhile, up front, it's still 0.2 seconds between Manenkov and Varani, and 0.6 seconds, 0.5 between Cristobal and Jason Perry. Sorry, here they are. Daniel, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, getting really out of shape in turn 3. 67.1 for these guys, the last lap, 66.9 for Quentin. Quentin is still 2 seconds ahead of them, 2.1 right now. I apologize, I'm not really showing Quentin on camera, but he has been alone pretty much for half the race, whereas there is a lot of action going on behind them. This was Claudio Ferran getting out of shape in turn 1, and now he's very slow. He lost a bunch of places. Jesse Sanchez, let's go back. I keep jumping around, I'm sorry. Trying to chase the action on camera. That was David Gregorio on the inside, the lapped car. You could see the brake light turning on. That's actually not something you should do. The leaders were behind him, getting a draft, trying to gain ground on Quentin with only 5 laps to go now. And he actually braked with the leaders, again, with the cars behind him. That was rather dangerous. Getting into turn 1, the distance between Ken 10 and Luca Varani is now only 1.5 seconds. It's now 1.2 seconds. Varani and Manenkov are really pushing with 5 laps to go. We are going to follow them. I guess I can also put the telemetry information on. Manenkov is following. He probably could have attacked Varani in a couple of places. Varani losing some traction on the curb. I was saying Daniel could have attacked probably in a couple of places, but he actually chose to stay behind and trying to work together to chase Ken 10, who is now 1.1 second behind ahead of Varani. Let's get the telemetry away. I think my lap time information is actually wrong. It's not updating anymore. That's Varani trying to get the draft from Ralph Kemmerer, who actually seems scared. He drove on the grass to avoid him. So lap times were actually 66.6 for Ken 10. That was a very fast lap. .7 for Varani. Actually, Varani has been lapping in 66.7 for the past 3 laps in a row. Donald Fitterer in position 4. You can see it's actually 17 seconds behind these guys. The gap is still 1.4 seconds. Quick look at Jonathan Kiar. The white car behind him is, I'm not sure, is Edward Duarte crashing out. Just a quick look at somebody we never got on camera, David Streeter, and that's one of them. But let's go back to the leaders. Luca Varani, it's 2 laps to go, and now he's only 1 second behind Ken 10. His last lap was 66.5 without a draft. That's a very good performance, I would say. Daniel seems to have lost some ground despite actually being in the draft. I don't think there is time for Varani to attack Kent, but the final lap is starting, and the gap is down to 0.6 seconds, so Varani actually can use the draft. .1, the last lap from Ken 10, 66.5 Varani. They do seem fast. Daniel Manenkov running wide once again in turn 5. Some understeering problem. He has really dropped behind. I wonder if Varani could have pushed this hard a little earlier in the race, because this is the last corner. He blocked the inside wheel slightly on the limit of adhesion under braking, but Ken 10 has made it. There is some traffic lap ahead. Did he? Yes, he did. Ken 10 winning the race with a 0.1 margin over Luca Varani. This is the battle for 8th. Josh Arnold, he was behind just a few laps ago. Let's see if we can get a replay of the action. That's already ahead. Sorry, seems like I'm cutting out the action, but I'm actually going back, so we will see more, hopefully. So this is Josh Arnold and Manning Grinnan. That's 2 laps from the end for them right now. I do not have timing information anymore. I'm sorry, this is a replay. I don't know the live gap. It's not 0.3 seconds. That's it's not working at the information at the bottom right now. But this looks like another interesting battle. Manning trying to get a draft. Josh defending the inside. That's a final chicane. 1 lap to go. Josh getting really sideways and Manning passing over the inside on exit. Can he complete the pass? Josh is taking the wide line. He will cut to the inside now. Let's see he can move on the inside for turn 1. This is the last lap for them. He's attacking. Manning staying well wide. That was very gracious of him. Manning will have another chance on the straight leading to the final chicane. This is the battle for 8th place. Josh is 8. Manning does not seem to be close enough, but we'll see. Josh defending the inside, but not quite. That's late braking by Manning. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a pity. Josh losing a lot of positions on the very final corner of the race. So Manning is 8, Claudio Ferran is 9. Ken and Varani driving into the Park Ferm at the end of the race. Let me give you the results. Again, you can find the full results at the link at the bottom in the comments, but Kent won the race, started from pole. Very good performance by him. First victory in the iGPFun tournament. Second place for Luca Varani. He was 3rd in race 1 at Summit. Daniel Manenkov, 3rd place, he won at Summit. Donald Fitterer in 4th place, I think he was 5th last race. Jason Perry, Robert Fears in position 6, we never got him on camera, he had a very nice race. Cristobal Gutierrez finished 7, he lost the 6th place on the very last lap. He had to slow down to avoid a lapped car and actually ended up on the grass and lost a place. Manning Grinnan is 8 after that last corner action with Josh. Claudio Ferrari is 9, Jonathan Kier 10, Jason Dunnington, Daniel Boyes, Jesse Sanchez, Josh Arnold, Linus Areng, position 15, Matthias Weiger, finished 16 after running with the leaders early on, Jos Smets, Mark Underwood, Don Brooks, David Gregorio, position 20, the last car in the points, David Streeter, Paul Wallington, Mike Taylor, Tom Gradwell, Charlie Parker, Fulvio Poricardi, Edward Doherty, Oscar Martinez Marti, he retired after some accident, Devin Manzi, position 30th for Team Saddle, Ralph Kemmerer, Stephen Martens, Gerard McAreavey finished 33rd, Adam Bradshaw, John Ehlers, Russell Klesson retired early on, Richard Swindles, Stian Svensson, Ron Wallace, and Carlos Donati in the final place. I apologize, I do not have information with me. I don't know who won the Division 2 race. Please, I think it was actually Robert Fears. I'm sure it was Robert Fears, but please do check all the results on the SRF forum. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the race. Forgive my many mistakes as always. Have fun. See you next time. Thank you.